Well, I'm in New Hampshire, and I don't know what it's been with the weather this year in New England, but holy smokes, it seems like it rains every day. I haven't got a lot of time to scout this year. Work's been crazy. Helping my boy move to New York. Just a lot going on. So, you know, it's one of these things that I finally get a few minutes, and I'm going to go out and set a couple cameras. This is an area that I've seen some really big bucks in. A lot of does. Just never know. So I'm going to take the 20 minutes. I'm going to run in here, check a couple trails out, and I got kind of an idea where the food sources are. I'm going to kind of check those out too a little bit. And I'm going to set a couple cameras and see what happens. Let them sit for a couple weeks. 15th is when New Hampshire starts. Always been a great spot. Always seen a lot of deer around the area. I only hunted this area once last year. And so this year, I'm going to try to give it I saw a lot of good sign in here. I saw a couple of really good bucks. So I'm going to give it a whirl and see if we can't make something happen during bow season. But pretty excited to get in the woods, even though it's raining out. Get out there and do this. If you don't get in the woods, you know, your success rate's probably going to be a little less. But we're going to go through and I'm going to show you some of the things here, food sources and stuff like that I look for. And we'll set a couple cameras and who knows, maybe we'll find the buck that we're looking for. One of the things I'm looking for, acorns. There's quite a few new ones dropping. There's a lot of tracks up in here. This is what the woods looks like. Beautiful area. There's plenty of oaks, and this is what I'm looking for. And you can see it. There's tracks in here too. There's a bunch of tracks. I mean, it's raining out, so it's kind of hard to see them, but there's a bunch of trails in here and a bunch of tracks. You can see a trail going off this way, and there's another trail going off that way. So I'm gonna go look at the rock wall, see where they're crossing. But this is a good sign when you're finding acorns. You know, a bunch of them are falling. There's a bunch in the trees this year, so key in on that. One of the things you want to key on though is they don't always eat at every oak tree. They go to different ones. So you gotta find the ones they're eating at. This is a pretty good find. Nice trail going right up through like this. So I'm in here, found some food sources, showed you some acorns and stuff. I'm kind of checking out all the acorn trees around here. And what I'm doing is I'm not only looking for acorns and stuff like that, I'm looking for ferns, blueberry bushes. This is a bunch of different things the deer like to eat. And I'm kind of trying to see what they're feeding on right now, because in a few weeks they're probably going to be around the same area. And what I'm finding is I found some really good trails. It's raining out, so it's kind of hard to see the tracks, but I'm finding the trails, and that's really what I'm looking for. So really good acorns in here with the ridges, and that's kind of what I'm keen on. Where are they feeding? Because you can have a ton of mass crop in the woods, and these deer are going to eat at certain trees first. And then what they're going to do is they're going to go to the next ones. So like when I'm hunting in the big woods up north and there's acorns, everybody kind of gravitates that, or beech nuts, whatever it is, but they don't realize that the deer have certain places they eat first. And then they move to the next, you know, food source, the next food source, next food source. So what we're doing is we're looking at that first initial food sources because the season's coming right up. And then we'll start marking where we're going to be. So I really like those new hunt apps. So I'm using those apps now and I'm marking my food sources, old sign, trails, all that, and also where I've been walking. So pretty excited, but this is all parts of being successful, is finding these little subtle things and then recognizing them and then getting ready to set up on them. I'm going to put a few cameras out just so I can see what's coming in the area, but I get a good idea if I sat here anyways, I would probably see some deer. So I like to harvest a really good buck. I like harvesting some does too. I'm not afraid to shoot doe, and I think you guys all know that. If I've got tags, I'm going to fill them. So I absolutely love eating the meat. I love sharing the meat. I love donating meat to help people out. So that's what I do it for. But right now, I just saw a really nice deer trail. I'm going to point it out to you in a second. And this is the kind of stuff I'm keying in on right now. So if you look out in front of me, see where they cross the rock wall right there? And there's their trail going up on the ridge and heading out like that. And where's that going to? It's going to a thicket that leads us right up to this oak ridge. So we're going to keep walking around and see what we can see. That is the trail right there, and it leads right up and around. That's a good sign. So we're just talking about where the deer are eating, right? So perfect case right here. This is where they've been feeding up in here. You can see some broken husks where they've been feeding. So this is a good sign that this is where some of these deer have been feeding. And they just chew those acorns, they eat them right up, but they make a mess too. And you can see some of the husks where they've been eating, so that's all a good sign. Key in on these little subtle things and it could help you find a really good deer. And you can see where the tracks are. There's a bunch of tracks in here where they've been. Right here, you know, in the leaves and stuff. It's really cool. So keep an eye out for the little subtle things and you'll find the really good things. And you can kind of see there's a trail right there going through the ferns up to the next set of oaks, and there's a bunch of big oaks in this area up on these ridges. And you just want to get in between those funnels in the bedding area, and that's where you'll find your deer. See some tracks. This is all about these trails where these deer are going up and through these ridges. Good things to key in on. So you got brook right here. Here's the trail right across the brook, right up in the woods. Perfect spot. Catching them when they're crossing brooks, and they need water this time of year too. Okay, so I'm gonna put out some buck. I just hung a scent dripper. I've got a four-way intersection. I got an intersection here, intersection there, intersection here. So intersection there. I'm gonna put a scent dripper up. See what happens. So I found a four-way intersection and kind of want to see, so I put some buck scent out with a scent dripper. Put a camera up. I'm going to see what we see. And really what I'm doing is I'm trying to see what deer are going to stop here to smell it. And I know there's a bedding area right behind us. Last year there was tons of rubs in there. I'm not going to walk into it because I know that's their bedding area. It's early season. I don't want to bump them out. So I'm going to scent dripper up. I've got an oak ridge on the other side of me. And I'm going to put this out here, and hopefully I can get the deer to stop so I can get a couple good pictures of them. Who knows, maybe they'll make this their scrape. But this is all part of it. Hopefully we get some deer coming through here. There's plenty of deer tracks. I mean, even though it's raining out, I can see they've been through here. So I'm going to try that scent dripper out here, see what happens, and we'll check it in a week or so.